Welcome and congratulations to those of you who passed the entrance exam. There's one last part in EBS application, that is the interview. In this stage, you are required to go to the EBS building in which you undertake a small group task and then an interview with 2 teachers. The small group task was introduced in 2018 for Year 11 entrance. For those of you in Year 12, you do not have to care about this at all, as you'll just sit the interview. I will be breaking this guide up into 2 parts, the group activity and then the interview questions and tips. During the group activity, you're assigned a group for the day and they range from 4 to 6 people. In last year's activity, they included 4 tasks, but we're unsure as to whether they'll change since it's a first that they've included this sort of thing. They focus heavily on teamwork, communication, and creative thinking, especially to see if you work in groups effectively. The tasks included constructing a paragraph for a scientific topic as a group, fill in scientific words from A to Z. So you're pretty much given like the alphabet A to Z, and then you just fill in a word with a scientific term. So A could be like atom or something like that. B could be like boron or like boring. Okay, actually didn't write that. And then the last one was an image featuring multiple circles in like a sort of pattern, and you have to try and find out what it means as a group, or like in scientific terms, or like what it could represent. And yeah, that pretty much sums it up for that group activity. I'm not necessarily sure as I got this information from only one Year 11, so feel free to come prepared for it. As for the weighting of the group activity, it is currently unknown, but I'm sure it is just to make sure that you aren't just a mute and can contribute to a group setting. The EBS teachers run it, so it can potentially lead to a good impression or mark a good impression on you if, say, you do participate a lot. I'll now be moving on to the interview since there isn't much else to say about the group activity. As for the interview itself, it generally included 5 questions. They're all found in my 8-hour notes guide below, but I'll reiterate them and then evaluate and tell you how I would respond to them. So the first question is, why do you want to come to EBS? The second one is, what fields of science are you interested in? The third one, what subjects are you taking? You have to refer to your subject selection sheet that you received when you got your results for the edu test, and that you need to fill out before the interview. And the fourth question is, what extended investigation topic do you think you'll do? And number 5 is, do you have any questions? As for my tips, they'll be all displayed now. For question 1, I'd recommend being honest, talk about the environment, compare like your old school to the new to EBS, show knowledge in like both the school environment as well as the curriculum and the opportunities given. As for number 2, if you don't have a specific topic that you're interested in, spend a max of 30 minutes reading about one topic. Like, you're better off having one topic that you're able to talk about than not having any topic at all. Or you can just be honest and say you like all of them, or whatever floats your boat really. As for the third question, ensure that you have filled out the entrance form. You can make your own changes to it if you'd like, but you have to make sure you tell them. Although it looks like this, it's not that limiting. Like, you can choose any English that you want. You can even choose lit. You can also do 3 maths instead, so you can do further instead of, say, physics and bio. Or you could do 3 sciences and you could get rid of spec. It's all a matter of like what you want to do and just writing it down. You pretty much have to just tell them at the interview. I do have one tip there. It's, you could either play it safe and say yes, you'll do all the EBS subjects, and then after you receive your acceptance letter, you then email the teacher saying you'd like to change these subjects and see if it's possible. I'd say that's a more safer route to go down than saying I want to change 2 or 3 of my subjects when they really advise you to do the EBS subjects. As for the EI related question, I'd recommend having an idea of a potential question that you'd like to do. Choose whatever science topic you said you were interested in. Talk about a question that you can potentially research in that. For example, I really like biology, so why not talk about how fossils can come back using amber and then getting the DNA from the life forms within that amber to then bring back the dinosaur. I actually said this even though I wasn't really into it. That was just something I prepared beforehand to make sure I had expertise knowledge in something. Please note that whatever topic or question that you decide to say on the interview, it isn't final, and it's only a matter of just showing that you have an interest in the subject. So feel free to either BS the topic or say something that you might want to research. The choice is really yours. As for number 5, they ask you to ask questions, and I recommend that you get the teachers to tell them about themselves, the environment, the school, the subjects, what they teach, and if you do have any like questions, that's the best time to ask. Like, I think I went on for 5 minutes just talking about like how the school works, how the mentor program works, the relationship with the university, and just other stuff like that. That pretty much concludes my video guide. Like, I kind of wanted to make it short and simple, and also because I have Melbourne Uni Open Day in a couple hours and I kind of procrastinated on this video. But yes, I do hope that like my insights and tips are able to help you guys. Please note that everything's already in my guides, like they've been there for like years. Feel free to check those out, and I hope you guys gained a lot of insights and value from this video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will be breaking this guide into 2 parts, the group activity and the interview